So we'll be ballin' son, Apollo, crypto, all in one. A step for devs, a leap for blockchain. Rise like jet fuel, hot flame. So we'll be ballin' son, Apollo, crypto, all in one. A step for devs, a leap for blockchain. Rise like jet fuel, hot flame. Features I've never seen in one coin and ever ring. To stand the storm weathering. Whatever the government bring, mass adoption, that's an option. Privacy if you need to act with caution or want to, cause you know they're watching. In early, then scope and launching. Hands of stealing, Armstrong, Aldrin, all in. Caldera crawling, crypto cauldron calling. That rabbit hole we fall. Missions are true fiction. Blockchain here to smooth friction. If you hear the call, so just you listen, cause we're watching the tale of two systems. We're breaking up out of the mold to make some yo, I'm on a roll like some dominoes flow. Fiat speaking in ominous tone. All of a sudden, crypto all in one, a step for devs, a leap for blockchain. Rise like jet fuel, hot flame. So we'll be ballin' son, Apollo, crypto all in one, a step for devs, a leap for blockchain. Rise like jet fuel, hot flame. Encrypted messaging, no IP wrestling. Olympus testament, so spine eyes can guess again. Private, public, best of both. Hermes blockchain flexible, so I'll be chillin' on the lunar in my vestibule. These tokens on the phone in my pocket, on my ticket to ride on the rocket. So I'm jumping on board like I'm up in the zone while we coins fly like an ostrich. They Apollo gonna take this spot. You can follow or parade to the top. Popping bottles in the vacant spot, waving our hands like charades. So we'll be ballin' son, Apollo, crypto all in one. A step for devs, a leap for blockchain. Rise like jet fuel, hot flame. So we'll be ballin' son, Apollo, crypto all in one. A step for devs, a leap for blockchain. Rise like jet fuel, hot flame.
Yes, that was Team Huddle, Hash Brown, singing our great song, Apollo. So, welcome, Apollonauts and would-be Apollonauts around the world. We are live on the Apollo Corner. My name is Richard, and I'm broadcasting from the gorgeous, hot, steamy, and non-snowy island of Barbados. Yes, I don't need snow shovels. I just need a surfboard, maybe a motorcycle to ride around. I don't care about snow. Good. I hope I made you feel all mad now. Real mad? Maybe? Well, okay. So I'm here with me, my co-host. We've met him once before. His name is Ken B. Apollo for life, baby. Out of the great state of Virginia. Welcome aboard, Ken.
Hello, guys. How's everybody doing?
I think, Ken, they're going to say they're cold. Maybe,
okay.
maybe our special guest might add a little bit of spice to that statement, but we're going to find out soon.
All right.
Speaking of which, before we introduce ourselves to our special guests, a couple of notations to speak of with regard to recent developments. Any of you may have noticed there was an announcement with regard to one of the features, one of the great features that are not noteworthy of any other Apollo coin, IP masking, is now available, folks. And all you have to do in this particular case, I know we have the auto updating, but with something as huge as this, you have to kind of download again the same wallet and check off the feature in the box that speaks to those features. I'm not sure if it says IP masking. I'm not sure what it says, but it'll be pretty obvious when you get to that point. It will download like usual and move like a dream, and everything will be back to normal. And from that point forward, our IP addresses will indeed be masked. I'm not sure if it works for both the web wallet and the desktop wallet. My apologies for that lack of knowledge there, but quickly we can find that out. Ken, there's another update that you wish to speak of, please. Tell our audience.
A couple things real quick on what you just talked about with the new IP masking. I'm reading a little blurb from Steve here and the guys. It says to re-download the desktop wallet and then choose the transport option during the install for the new IP masking. I have to do this myself, so I haven't done it yet. I'm going to do it this evening. But anyway, so choose the transport option. Okay. So
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. It was funny because I was looking for the transport option, and I said, well, where's the transport option? Well, those three different features together, that's got to be it. So I just checked off that box. I'm assuming that it'll be working at this point. Right.
All right. Yeah.
So yeah, but Ken, is there something else that something out of the Far East?
There really is. I've started reading some articles. There was an article from Medium, I think, that was posted that is now legal in China by individuals and businesses to own Bitcoin and some cryptocurrencies. So that's very exciting for all of us.
Sounds to me like the Chinese government rather switch than fight. What do you think?
Yeah, they don't want that black eye under here.
Because it's almost like over the history, I've noticed that the Chinese government have been kind of switching their minds on more than one occasion. So
right, they don't want to be left behind in anything, right? Being the world force that they are. So.
And yeah, they're just going to go where the money is, and we all know that is the case over here for real.
Yes, agreed.
Indeed. Well, now I think it would be a splendid time to introduce our special guests. They come out of the Northwest District of South Africa, and they will tell us everything about what they have in store for the world to see as an unprecedented event. We have with us Corbus and Willie out of South Africa. Welcome aboard, both of you.
Thank you. Thank you, Father.
Hi, Richard. It's been really a privilege and honor to be here as part of this great Apollo family, coming from the Apollo community as well. And thanks for having us.
Well, indeed. I'm getting really tired of talking about firsts and unprecedented, but it seems that every time we have a show, there's another first or unprecedented. And indeed, you folks are doing just that. I believe the shop, or I should say, storefront property or store that you have is called CW Crypto Trading. Is that correct?
That's correct, Richard.
Can you give our audience idea of what exactly this is all about and why it's so special for us to have as a first?
Right, Richard. Let's start by saying we've been part of this Apollo mission and the community since March on CDE. We believe in this product. There's three words actually that made sense to us, and that's decentralized and private. So we went forward to that, and we saw the great potential in this product, this ultimate coin, and we started promoting it via social media. Corbus did an excellent job there, and really South Africans is really into crypto. 69% of all South Africans know about this. 29% of them all own crypto. And yes, they're very excited, especially of the mass adoption program that Apollo launched to get uneducated into crypto. It's really about, the main thing is, because we have a store, to educate people first before you introduce crypto to them. And that's the main feature here. Yeah, so they feel very secure to come in. We educate them first. And what great ultimate coin to introduce to them than Apollo. That's the thing.
All right. So if I may interject, when you say a customer comes in and the first and foremost important thing is for them to be educated, how do you go about that in there? Do you have a video that they can view, or is it something that is the human touch where you literally sit down beside them and show them the way?
Yeah, you see, the main thing here for us is the information that people need. I mean, they have an idea, they've heard about it, but they don't really know what is cryptocurrency about. So now they've got a store that they actually can go into. There's several similar stores, but we basically specialize in Apollo because we've heavily invested, or not really heavily, but we've invested. We believe in the product. We've been there before. We can see the opportunity. And basically, people come in and we explain the whole blockchain technology first to them because they don't even have an idea what that is. So we get really good answers for them, give them, and then eventually from there we go into more depth in the currencies, and that's where Apollo fits in, because it's the ultimate. So I mean, we offer this as a start. I mean, you guys know.
And what's very interesting about this as well, to the uneducated about crypto, is 70% of South Africans that own crypto is younger than 30 years. And that's actually because of a social media, etc. So we really wealthy businessmen that doesn't even know how to buy cryptos on exchanges. So there's a market as well. But the main thing is for the masses out there that doesn't have access to internet. I mean, 4.4 billion people doesn't have access to internet, and in Africa there's a hunger of cryptocurrencies, and they can walk in. We assist them, open wallets, and yes, we introduce them to currencies. No access to internet, and this mass adoption program is unbelievable. I mean, the client base and the opportunities is huge.
Well, so in other words, a customer may walk into your premises not intending to buy crypto, not intending to do anything, and they might walk out the proud owner of crypto both all at the same time. Quite often that would happen.
Yes. That's exactly what happens. As we all know, it's not that difficult to open a Apollo wallet. It's a great feature. So yeah, they can walk out here. Everyone owns phones. So yeah,
exactly, and that's how we've got the attitude. I mean, as long as you can talk, and as long as you have enough data and you have a smartphone, you sort it. And especially those youngers as well, because I mean, this we do basically for our kids one day, and this is where it's so exciting. I mean, look at all the features of Apollo, and people tend to think Africa is a bit behind. Yes, maybe eventually it gets here, but we see what's out there, and now we've got this exciting product. So basically we can just run with it. And yes, it's basically bringing that information to the ordinary person out there, and by explaining to them like you would explain to a kid. And once they get that concept, then it's easy. Then Apollo goes, because we all know what's going to happen with Apollo. So I mean, lock and load now, even if you keep it for long term.
And the main thing is about Africa. We want to give power and financial freedom back to the people. That's the main thing. And people are hungry about currencies. And there's actually now a store they can walk in and trust the guys in the store to help them with that. So
that's exactly, because that's what we saw. That was the need, somebody that they can trust, that know. And this was our advantage, because we went school here, so we know a lot of people and businessmen, and we've got families, and you know, we've come quite a sort of a history. So now we come, this is what's so great about it. We've got this product, explaining it to people in a way that they understand, and that's it.
All right, so let's go ahead, Ken. You proceed, Ken.
It's just very interesting. It's great to hear, because that is educating people on, first of all, on what cryptocurrency is. Second of all, like in blockchain, right? And second of all, Apollo, and what makes Apollo the true all-in-one currency. I have personally explained it to people enough. I've got some buddies that have some pretty good stake in it. Because first of all, if you believe it yourself, others are going to believe you. If you truly know your product, and I work at an auto dealership, if I don't know my product and I'm just trying to tell them why they should think it's good, I'm not going to be successful. So the Apollo team, Apollo Foundation, the Telegram group, all of us, the core, we have all, I mean, I can almost say like an unstoppable force that's going to reconfigure the world's crypto and financing. I mean, we're going to be a big part of why it changes, because you've noticed if anyone comes into the Telegram group and says anything out of the sorts, it's almost noose over the tree branch time, right? They get verbally bashed, and that's how much that we care about and believe in this product. And you gentlemen down in South Africa, same thing for you on the other side of the world, or the other side of the continents. You're doing the same thing there to try to educate folks in something that really they should be a part of. If they
Exactly, because that's how we feel. Because it's sort of a payment system solution that we inject from the bottom. Because I mean, if you're going to go and look, where is South Africa? So we're going to motivate and drive it, and that's our drive, is to have this product pushing it all the way back up towards you guys, you know, and eventually we are global. So that is our mission, and that's why we love it. I mean, we live Apollo, we are Apollo, and yeah.
Okay, so in other words, this is basically a decentralized bank, a physical decentralized bank, and nowhere in the world has this been done yet. Correct, guys?
Yes, that's correct, Richard. But all countries must look at their legislation as well.
Exactly.
So each country's got a different legislation about crypto, and I mean, South Africa is a crypto-friendly country, and especially with high inflation and high tax rates, and I mean that in 1988 the rand was equal to the dollar. Today it's 15. So yeah, the people, yeah, like I said, the mass adoption program is huge for South Africans. There are like 3 words about this: decentralization and private.
Private.
So that's the 2 words that really stick to them, and we can go forward with that.
And it depends on your country, though. So you can't really call us a bank, because we are not a bank. We are not associated with finance and all of that. We are basically an info center. So we need to correct that as well, then, because we offer a payment solution with crypto, because that's the future. So it's not necessarily a bank where you can actually bring the money, because that we are working on all aspects, but that's against, yeah.
So my apologies for that. I didn't mean to label it that, and I apologize. So it'd be more like a cryptocurrency trading center, as it were.
Exactly, and decentralized means, I mean, we are decentralized, and yeah, like I said, each country's got their own regulations about that, and we are currently working on that payment systems, and yeah, we're going forward with that. This is the first location, so we're working with the foundation on all the systems, and we're going forward with this.
Yeah, because this is a start for us, for all of us actually, for the continent of Africa. So we would like to, excuse me, to have it right, you know, because I mean, we want to have it right from the start. So it may take a little bit of time, but we are on the ball. Believe you me, we want this. We want this for the person out there. We want to do that. But yeah, it will take time. It will take time. We can't say how long. But believe you me, big things are coming, and big things are exciting times ahead.
Boy, are they ever exciting. The currency that you use in South Africa, it's called the rand, or what is it called? And it's gotten a little weaker as time has progressed to the current.
Yes, it's 14 rand to the dollar. 14. Yeah, 14 rand to 20 to the dollar at this moment.
Right.
Yeah, for South Africans to own coins that's actually valued in dollars, it's a huge thing for us, you know. And I must say, during this mass adoption program, our client base double every day. We sign up. I mean, on Friday, I signed up about 16 wallets.
Wow.
People didn't know about cryptocurrency, and I signed about 16 wallets. And
yes, that we are working on the whole system, how we can benefit all out of it eventually, where it's easy and where it is centralized. So that is next. So this is a good start. So I mean, from here it will pop up like mushrooms.
Like mushrooms. Ken, you wanted to say something? You can step in anytime, Ken. Don't let me keep on doing the talking. I don't want to hog the place here.
Okay, well, I don't want to hog it either after the last time. I'm really interested, or it's really interesting how you two gentlemen are able to have people come in Like, to try to think about how we do it in the US, you'd have to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum from Coinbase or someplace, or sell something on an exchange, put some money, transfer that over to another exchange to buy the APL, and then transfer that back over to the wallet. It sounds like you have a much more streamlined process, do you not?
That's the main thing, King. I mean, like all the plans is like reselling agreements. So a location will have stock, and the people get funded immediately, and that's a huge part. I mean, a guy can walk in for 10 minutes. We explain cryptocurrencies. We fund the wallet, open the wallet, and then eventually he's in control of his wallet, because the only person that needs to be in control is yourself. And we load it on his phone for him, like portfolio. You can see the price rises, and then he can look into his own wallet. Yeah, and that's what's a great thing about this. I mean, if you buy cryptocurrency exchange, we know the story. Putting in an order, the price rises. You have to wait for an order. Me and Corbus were sitting for days sometimes waiting for order to go through. So these guys, and especially if they don't know how to use exchanges, it can be a nightmare. But they really want to get into crypto, and this is a door for them to start that. And the education is very important for our side, to educate people about crypto. And it's an amazing product, because Apollo is the ultimate coin. So it makes sense. All the features Apollo have got. I mean, we're not, I'm saying we, but Apollo not just looking at the top 100 coin. We're going to be top 10 one of these days, I think, of all the features. So Apollo is making it easy for us to introduce crypto with all the features. Non-forks, the speed, speed and everything. So you can explain crypto using Apollo, because that's the ultimate plan.
And we offer Apollo at the moment where you could buy Bitcoin 10 years ago. So it will be dumb not to invest, even if you invest $10 in it, you know. So anything, I mean, we can't really say because we're not advisors, but I mean, we give information. So why not? I mean, those people, they did it. So why not just buy a few in Apollo? Why not? Keep it.
Right. So as part of their education
comes in, and we are very fortunate. So we've got a really good system working at the moment. So that system where that actually comes in, where the exchange fits in, and where eventually the funds goes, the Bitcoin gets transferred, as well as the Apollo eventually in the wallet. We've got a good system, and that's now where we're at, to develop this system to take it further.
That's correct, yes.
So I think the best educational tool, if somebody was walking in and they needed to understand it better, would simply be to show them the comparative chart. That was what sold me.
We have charts in the office, the speed chart, the transaction speed charts, the wallet. You know, we all know the green ticks on the wallet. I like to use that one. That's my favorite of all.
That's what sold me.
Say again, Richard.
That's what sold me right from the get-go. Until I went to the white paper and I scrolled down, and then I saw that comparator chart. I sat down for about 5-10 minutes studying that chart, and then I went, "Is this for real?" And
exactly.
No, you know, I
mean, what's really interesting, Rich, is we're speaking to crypto guys that's been involved with crypto since 2012. We just came from a blockchain, unblocked blockchain conference in Sandton in Johannesburg with international speakers and guests. And when we talked about Apollo, they said, no, it can't be. And when they realized and did some their own research, they came back to us and said, please, how can we get in? How can we buy Apollo? And I'm talking about guys that's actually like blockchain engineers. And they did some research, and it's incredible what's Apollo doing out there. We don't realize this, but the mass adoption program is just it's just a part of something that's going to go huge here.
And I mean, if you look at the development as well, we are so young. Look at the markets where you can buy all the other currencies. And Apollo, you can only get like 4 or 5 exchanges at the moment. I mean, 15,000 for Bitcoin. We on 4. So, I mean, it's Doesn't take a rocket scientist to see and do this math.
Well, yeah. So what I understand then is someone could pay for these coins with cash or with credit card as well.
Yeah, we're working through exchange with that. We're currently doing busy with that system. So yeah, we're currently developing that system and going forward with that.
Yeah, like we said, we've got a system. So we go in and we go through a well-known exchange in South Africa that we send Bitcoin to, and then we basically still support IDAX and all of them. But we've got a system and we're working on it. So we can't really go out on that yet. That's not in place as yet. But we've got a good system going in very exciting time.
Okay. I was looking at, sorry, I was scrolling through my phone because I always take screenshots so I can later be educated. But I saw somebody sent just a day or two ago, but I think it was a BitThumb or Bit something, one of the Korean exchanges, and the most popular coins, the top 4 or 5, Monero and whatever they were, forgive me, but privacy coins. And I even before Apollo, I was thinking privacy coins. Okay, what's the big deal? But when you all in one, Apollo all in one is really the truth. The mass adoption is going to come from that all in one. But when I see that the Korean crypto buyers and holders love the Moneros and those type of privacy coins, why it just blows my mind as to why APL is not at the top of that chart. And I guess it's just because there's no one in Korea doing what you're doing in South Africa.
Exactly my point. And I mean, like I said before, we have to open the store a bit earlier because we get appointments now. It looks like a dentist waiting room here. Richard will know what I'm talking about. We just walk in, the people are standing like actually in queues. Just getting into crypto. I'm not saying queues, but they stay to wait. Our clients double every day. I mean,
Wow.
some 16 wallets. It's been crazy. It's been we've overwhelmed with this, and we actually feel very honored and privileged to be part of this. And,
actually helping, the thought of helping them, I mean, that's a reward on its own. And we've got a product that we believe in strongly, as well as you guys. Obviously, you guys are sitting over there. We saw it, we believe in it so strongly, and we're going to give it out there for the public. And this is the start.
And this mass adoption program is helping us a lot because, I mean, we've been promoting Apollo on social media just before or just in between CDE. And just because we're passionate about it. Yeah. And we actually did our main product is Apollo, and we're going to take this forward to the rest of Africa. Yeah. And start from there because, yeah, I mean, you can't actually take a coin and explain to people what the coin does. I mean, the all-in-one ultimate coin with all the features, that's an amazing product to explain, to introduce people to crypto. Exactly.
I agree, and I've been in Apollo since about April when I stumbled across it, and I still to this day, excuse me, when I go on the website and I start digging around, the simple fact that it's all in one currency, all in one cryptocurrency, all in one coin. Anybody could say that, but in all true reality, to the masses that have yet to discover this, the APL truly, you don't need anything else. It's just like you might want some Bitcoin, just like people want to drive a Mercedes Benz or BMW to have that status, like I own 2 Bitcoin. But in true actuality, Apollo, once we are or more readily spread and usable, and we'll be using Apollo pairing to buy other things. It truly is. I can see someday that APL is on the top of the mark because of it will do everything.
It will do everything.
And the main thing is investors are looking at Apollo. I'm talking about South African investors, Bitcoin whales. They're looking at a coin that's sustainable. And Apollo is going to do that. You get coins that rise 3,000% in one day, but is that coin sustainable? And I think that's a part of Apollo's mission to create the sustainable coin. And that's what we saw in this. And
everybody's involvement. I mean, everybody's involvement. We've got really good supporting structure in the whole Apollo system.
And we still call it the Apollo community is like not a community, it's the Apollo family.
Yeah.
It's absolutely great.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. I see we must have lost Richard to a technical issue. I think he's coming back. So I hopped on with you guys for a second.
Maybe he went.
But I do want to just point out that awesome Apollo coin sitting on the wall. What's
yeah. Yeah, we've got a few extra features here. We still waiting for other shop fitting to be done. Like I say, Apollo's our main product here, and yes,
and everything takes time.
It's
a good time ahead.
But since the mass adoption program, we've been overwhelmed. We're very excited about this. And we, like I said, we're very privileged and to be a part of this. And we know all where we're going with this. The sustainable all-in-one coin.
Yeah, I think you guys are doing an amazing job. I couldn't be prouder myself just to see that coin on the wall right there and see the work that you guys are doing and the education that you guys are bringing to the people. You're bringing, you know, it's just so amazing to watch. And yeah, you guys are doing great.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So, and yeah, what a better product than to have Apollo. I mean, like, I know you guys were talking about the all-in-one, and you know, there's nothing out there like it. I mean, look at the roadmap. I mean, we've got the decentralized exchange coming, which is going to be really, really, really big. We've just got so many things on the roadmap, and this mass adoption plan is going to be, you know, it's going to take the world by storm. It really is. And to be on the forefront like you guys are doing, that's pretty special.
That's right. And it seems like yesterday when we look at the roadmap, we didn't start with the roadmap yet. We're in front of the roadmap. Fourth quarter is almost done. And yeah, it's been awesome. And people walking here thinking they're going to open a wallet. They're bringing IDs and KYC information and proof of addresses, and they can't actually have stunned by just opening the APL address and their personalized passphrase. So that's been awesome. And like I said, the words decentralized private IP masking, that's a word they want to know. But I mean, that's the main thing, especially for South Africans.
Going forward
with this.
That's it. Crypto.
And I mean, there's been a 671% increase in users in South Africa since last year, January till November. And the country behind that is Brazil and Czech Republic. So we're in the right spot now, the right era. So yeah.
And we're launching the right coin. And eventually with the whole system that Apollo is bringing us, it's just going to be so easy. Just giving it out there.
Ken, you want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I love how the enthusiasm, right, from way down south. I mean, I think it's awesome. I still, you know me, Lee, I have more enthusiasm today than I've ever had in Apollo, and I've been over the moon crazy for months, right? And the simple fact that they keep saying Apollo makes it easy. Now, this mass adoption plan that's happening. It's not going to happen. It's not when it happens. It's happening, right?
Happening.
Yep.
We all were on the Telegram when Steve exploded our minds, right? Dropping hints, and then all of a sudden, this is what's happening. We know how, you know, we know why, we know now when, But now it's a matter of everyone, like these two gentlemen in South Africa, not just saying, yeah, that sounds good. They sunk their teeth into it and they're making it happen.
Yep.
Just like so much with Apollo, with the team, with the network, with all of us who really, that's why I'm on here today. Again, I snuck out of work. But whatever I can do, if any one thing I says touches one person to do something a little better and touch one other person with something positive, then we've done our job today. And I
That's
just say
great.
hats off to you two gentlemen down there for bragging and being a part of what I say my project, but it's our project. I love Apollo. And just every time you say Apollo is just making it easy for us to help people is beautiful. It's just beautiful. It's great to hear.
And the beautiful part of our slogan, I mean, bringing power and financial freedom back to the people of Africa. And
Yeah.
that's incredible. I mean, we started off as only community members, and then as admin, we've been sitting for hours and hours without sleep, just assisting on the community. And then me and Corbus said,
different groups and
said there's something big going on here, and we actually committed to do this full time.
Exactly.
With Apollo, and we are here now, and we can just look forward.
I want to ask, how has business been since you guys have been open? Have you guys been getting some customers in and getting Apollo? I mean, from what I heard, it seems like it's been going really good.
It's been crazy. I mean, we always have like 4 cups of coffee a day. Actually, I had only 1 cup on Friday.
Half a cup.
Half a cup. So yeah, it's been crazy. Our volume in customers double every day.
Oh my gosh.
We've been overwhelmed by people, and I mean, Corbus did a great thing on social media. Social media is great, but the main thing is the people know there's actually a location. They don't have to go into the internet and to read about Apollo. They actually can come to a place that associate with they trust a location to go to, and they always know tomorrow they can come back for more assistance. Exactly. And that's the main thing of these decentralized locations, is that confidence to go into a store
and get set up.
And we have their backs as well. I mean, every customer that walks in here is another member of the Apollo family.
Yeah.
And that's what we
and word by mouth, it goes there. And the one thing that's got an advantage, especially in our country, is because if you look at the coin, it's very cheap for us to buy it, even though you can't compare it to the euro or maybe to the dollar or whatsoever. But I mean, in our unique rand, I mean, you pay 2 cents for it, and that's a steal. So they see that and they believe in it, because how many people are we going to touch? I mean, 2 cents for us is
like 2 cents for you guys.
And if they 1 to 10 cents, imagine what it's for us then eventually.
Times 15.
Times 15. So towards what you've got. So that's the excitement bit, and the exciting bit.
And another interesting thing is with our Unblocked Blockchain conference in Johannesburg, they're actually talking about opening a university in South Africa to people, to train them as blockchain engineers. Wow. So that's quite amazing. The Swiss company in partnership with the US company. So the world are seeing this great potential here.
Exactly. So they're bringing it as a subject, basically. Eventually, they're going to launch it as a subject. And I mean, that is the future.
Yeah, there's a huge need as well for... Sorry. I was just going to say there's a huge need for blockchain engineers and developers. I think that's, that's huge as far as having a university like that. That's huge.
It's very undeveloped, because I mean, you've got all your coins and tokens, and I mean, our future. I mean, if you're going to go and buy a cell phone, for instance, you're going to buy that specific cell phone token. So that is absolutely our future.
Okay. Well, I see we got Richard back.
Yay, Richard.
Richard.
Welcome back,
Maybe.
Richard. Maybe.
Maybe we got still Richard back. So, gentlemen, again, as everything you're doing down there with your I call it daily double, or with your impact growing every day, is it, you said, all word of mouth?
And not really social media, and then of course the mass adoption program. And the thing is they're looking at, there's actually a location, and the people are streaming in because they can go somewhere, and the physical location mean a lot to them. Actually, they can talk to someone, and they can come back tomorrow if they need any help with their wallets or anything. I mean, our office is open. And like I said, every client that walks in here is another part of the Apollo family.
And what they do then, obviously, a lot of them say it on a daily basis, and we actually laugh about it because they all say it sounds and it is too good to be true. And we get it on a daily basis. So obviously then, it sounds too good to be true, but we're actually delivering a product.
1, 2, 3, you can't hear me? Oh.
And by that, they start talking. So we get calls from other towns. We actually communicate, Kate in Johannesburg, Cape Town. All of a sudden, people are interested. They want to open up new things, new locations like us. So there's a lot of interest. So yeah, this all is the beginning of something big.
So, do you guys hear me now, by any chance?
I can hear you. Yeah.
My apologies.
We're losing you, Richard. I think we're having some more technical difficulties here, which
I talk about. I'll join on in.
I can see you now.
Yeah. My computer froze completely. I had to restart the whole thing. So you guys continue, because I might talk about something you already talk about. So
we don't mind. We can talk about Apollo the whole day. Exactly. We don't mind.
So you start now. Where did you leave off?
I left off at a credit card, and you saying you're working on it, and that's when I got cut out.
Oh, yeah, we went furthermore with that conversation, yes. Yeah. But to wrap it up, what we said now, give power and financial freedom back to the people. And the reset, what we just said is the people feel, because of this mass adoption program with physical locations, they can actually go to a place and they know they can come back tomorrow and talk to the same guys helping them with their wallets. So that's been amazing. And we've been overwhelmed, like I said now, with clients coming in, and it's doubling every day. And that's where the from. We can add another word of with decentralizing private, and we can add another word, trust. And that's what's happening with this physical location, the mass adoption program. It's actually bigger than we thought.
And if I may add something, because very soon down the road, the central banks around the world, the central banks that basically control the flow of money and the exchange of money, fiat that is, because those central banks are getting to a point where they may be no more existing, you picked a very good time to set up shop for real. It is coming to a head, and it's just getting more and more. The drums are beating stronger as time flies by.
Exactly. So we basically giving the person out there the choice. You can stay in your fiat, or you can move into crypto. So your choice is there. And we all know, I mean, 10 years ago, Google and internet came out. Before that, cell phones came out. Before that, where was the slim phone? Now we can't live without those things, and the lightning technology coming. And I mean, if I think about my little daughter, I mean, eventually she's going to fly with the drones out here. Amazing future. So it's exciting, and people see that, and we educate them, and Apollo is so exciting, and that tickles us, doesn't it? How do you guys feel about Apollo?
They're part of the family, they know.
Yeah, but really.
Richard is gone now. Where's Richard?
Bye, Richard.
Well, how do we feel about Apollo? You guys are doing face to face, hands on, what a lot of us in our Telegram group try to do, where the new people are coming in. I mean, remember, it wasn't that far long ago, or that far back, or that long ago, when both of you guys were new to crypto, and you had to open an exchange and do the 2FA and do everything it took to get in. For me, it's just about a year ago. And if it wasn't for my perseverance, I was overwhelmed by it. I would have just given up. But so what you guys are doing is taking, sometimes we forget that there's people brand new that just heard of it today, and we have 6 months, 8 months, or a year of experience. It's like, come on, it's easy. Just go to the exchange, open an account, and then let me know when you're ready to do a transfer, and I'll help you. You know, this is a very difficult, a very time consuming, but it's a whole new verbiage. This is a whole new world, so to speak, to those people who just started right now today. So what you guys are doing with people that's like, okay, I've heard of Bitcoin, what is it? You can then take them right then and there with your coffee and say, sit down, let me show you, right? Whereas trying to text someone the answers of how to go about doing it is highly frustrating, not so much for the person who knows, but for the rookie, for the newbie who doesn't have a clue this verbiage you're talking about. And I think a lot of those people will just either say forget about it or put it on the side burner, when you have the opportunity to, when they walk in your store uneducated, and they might feel dumb about it, right? Or not dumb, but ignorant is a proper word.
We actually find it scary. They find it scary.
Right.
Like I mentioned before, sorry for interrupting you.
Yeah.
Like I said, 70% of the people in South Africa that owns Bitcoin and currencies is under the age of 30. So we get these wealthy businessmen that doesn't have a clue about how to buy cryptocurrencies. So there's other market there as well. And the trust, I mean, we can, like I said, we can add decentralized private and then trust as well. So, and then to educate these people and go further. And I mean, they walk in, they understand what Bitcoin is, and then they walk out with a Apollo wallet.
Actually, they understand what cryptocurrency is.
That's what's so amazing to us.
Right. So they walk in uneducated but curious. They walk out with a funded Apollo wallet, understanding cryptocurrency and how it works, and that they're holding a piece of their own financial history or their future.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we had clients here that invested heavily in Apollo, not Apollo, Bitcoin last year. And when I asked them, what do you understand about Bitcoin? They don't have a clue.
They didn't
so,
know.
I mean, they don't have time or internet access to go and actually, they don't actually have the time to search these things. I mean, we learned about Apollo on Telegram groups, and from there, waiting for the first launching of the exchange. We remember that we were actually awake for 24 hours waiting for the release of the first exchange on IDAX.
It was exciting.
So people doesn't have time for that, and I mean the internet access as well. I mean this is going to blow up. I mean this mission is just starting.
Yeah,
and that's where it fits in. People, especially down here, they've heard about Bitcoin, and that's all. They don't know about the other 2,000 currencies that's out there. So some of them bought at the wrong stage. You know, they all bought when it came down. So now a lot of them sits with it. So a lot of them are really scared as well. But now that's why the education bit is so important. And now you offer the ultimate all-in-one coin with these uneducated, but they know, 69% of them know what is cryptocurrency. 29% of that figure owes cryptocurrency. And then out of that 29%, only, I mean, a big 70% are for the youngsters under 30. So there is such a huge gap then to bring it in. And the easiest way is to explain it
on an easy way and give them that access on their phone. And once they go out here, they've got a couple of apps on their phone. They registered on an exchange like IDAX. They've got their wallet. They sorted. They know where they can go. They've got a trusted thing. And that is our vision, getting us settled in first. Getting the law on our side, getting everything ready, and then from here we're gonna go crazy, like I said, like mushrooms. We're gonna pop over. And what's gonna be nice about it, all those little mushrooms popping over is gonna have the same passion as us, as you, as Apollo.
Now
that's the only way of making it successful in out of down here, down South Africa, all the way up. That's the only way.
I have a question for you guys. I know you guys said that most of your customers are already familiar with Bitcoin. So when they do come in and you educate them about the all-in-one, the ultimate currency, which is Apollo, you know, do you have any customers that come in and just get really excited? Have you actually like hooked anyone that's come back and you see that repeat business? You know, do you have people like that?
Let me answer that question. That's actually I wanted to mention this. When we fund these people and educate them about Bitcoin and then Apollo after that, they walk out with the wallet and then they're going to do their own research a bit. Some of these people on the internet, and they follow the Telegram groups and the announcement channel. The next day they found us and said, please, we need to invest more.
Yeah.
So I had a guy here that came in 4 days in a row looking at this and said, listen, we're going to miss out. We have to invest more. We have to invest more. So yeah, it's been crazy. This mass adoption program it's bigger than we think. I want to just emphasize on the trust issue, physical locations. I mean, there's a lot of scammers out there on the internet. The people doesn't trust that. I mean, the older generation doesn't trust the internet. So yeah, to go to a physical location and we support these guys, and yeah, they're part of the family. So I know on Monday more clients are going to come in, and just because of this, 30% of them was here last week.
Well, I think there's a lot of them watching right now. When I was last looked, there was about 50 people that were watching, which is really good. The live show, and it's going to be it'll be available to watch later on YouTube as well. So that's some really good numbers. I just want to congratulate you guys once again. I think we're gonna, Ken, if you have any last words, and if you guys have any last words, we're just so blessed to have you here on the show, and everything that you're doing is just so amazing. So I'd like to tip my hat to both of you.
Thank you, Dad. And I just want to wrap it up from our side. Again, it's a privilege and an honor to be part of this family. Yeah. And yes, we can just go forward, and we're very excited about the future. And yeah, we are part of this mission. Thanks.
That's incredible. You guys are contagious, and it's a beautiful addiction that you have. That you are doing what you're doing and helping people secure their financial future. Hats off to you guys. If I had a hat, it'd be off to you. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. You guys,
thank you. Thank you.
Well, I guess in place of Richard, that concludes our Apollo Corner live video for today. Thank you guys again, and we will see you on the next show.
No problem. Thanks for having us.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
So we'll be by the sun, Apollo, crypto, all in one. For devs, elite, for
somebody.
like death, you'll hot flame. So we'll be by the sun, Apollo, crypto, all in one. A step for devs, elite, for blockchain. Rise like death, you'll hot flame. Features I've never seen. In one coin endeavoring to stand the storm weathering. Whatever the government bring. Massive adoption, that's an option. Privacy, give me the act with caution. I want to, cause you know they're watching. In early, then scope it launching. Hands of steel and Armstrong, Aldrin, all in. Caldera crawling. Crypto cauldron calling, that rabbit hole we falling. New mission, the true fiction. Blockchain here, new friction. If you hear the call. call us if you listen, cause we're watching the tail of two systems. And they're breaking up out of the mold, who makes it been out of control. So vominos, yo, I'm on a roll like some dominoes flow. Fiat speaking in ominous tones. So we'll be ballin' son, Apollo, crypto, all in one. A step for devs, a leap for blockchain. Rise like jet fuel, hot flame. So we'll be ballin' son, Apollo, crypto, all in one. A step for devs, a leap for blockchain. Rise like jet fuel, hot flame. Encrypted messaging, no IP wrestling. Olympus testament, so spine eyes can guess again. Private public festivals, Hermes blockchain flexible. So I'll be chilling on the lunar in my festival. These tokens on the phone in my pocket, on my ticket to ride on the rocket. So I'm jumping on board like I'm up in the Zorro. We coins fly like an ostrich. Dana, Apollo gonna take this spot. You can follow, we'll parade to the top. Popping bottles in the vacant spot, waving our hands like charades. So we'll be ballin' son, Apollo, crypto, all in one. A step for devs, a leap for blockchain. Rise like jet fuel, hot flame. So we'll be ballin' son, Apollo, crypto, all in one. A step for devs, a leap for blockchain. Rise like jet fuel, hot flame.